Hello and welcome to another video. So today we are checking out a SwordCraft deck for Unlimited. We haven't done many Unlimited videos for a while, so I thought why not get back into the swing of it. We are covering a Storm Sword, which does use a similar Leod Everlasting Castle package, but mainly focuses on the Unsheathed Blade and dancing as a big weapon push. For, of course, storm damage, getting you 10 on the Evo, 6 unevoed, and then just using a bunch of other storm and smaller followers to support that. So we're going to get right into this and check it out. So kicking us off first here, we are playing against Forest. I think both these matches for today's video are going to be against Forest. For some reason, there was a large chunk of Forest matches when I was playing Sword for some reason, so that tends to be what most of my matches were. Some were positive, some weren't. Overall, this deck definitely isn't what I would consider the top of the meta, but it is definitely a solid choice if you're looking for something reasonably inexpensive. Still has some cost associated to it, of course, but I think it's about the average these days. So starting off solid with Quick Blader for our early game. We're actually going to get a chance to go for the double Quick Blader burst. So that's a nice 3 damage on turn 2 total, so I can definitely be happy with that. Getting them down to 17 by turn 2 is a good place to be. I'm going to be able to get 3 damage this turn as well with Novice Trooper, so just casual 6 damage turn 3. Nothing out of the ordinary going on here. But we really want that Unsheathed and Dancing Blade combination, which we've already got ready for turn 5. So now it's just a matter of getting through this turn. And I accidentally hit the 2-2 there with the 1-drop. That was not planned by any means. Unfortunately, I've had an issue lately where sometimes I'll go to drag with my mouse and accidentally lock onto the wrong targets. I don't know whether that's something on my end or whether that's something on Shadowverse's end. So I've only noticed it after the last couple of updates that it's got worse. So not really sure. But that can really ruin my day sometimes, that's for sure. So I go for the Unsheathed Blade play mainly because we have it twice, so I can at least get 5 damage off this first burst, while also getting rid of their annoying ward. And I still have another chance to use it again next turn. And considering we haven't seen Roach until now as any kind of threat, it shouldn't really be a problem. So we do have to get past this ward again. Kind of annoying actually. I didn't want to have to do this because now I am forced to basically use Siegfried here. And I'll try and set up the 1-drop just as something extra to use. And now my only chance is to hope they don't play another ward or can't potentially kill me. So it's definitely not the ideal spot for me right now. Although Pixie Mischief is a good call. And it looks like we're in with a good shot here. No ward, perfect setup. We can go for exactly 6 damage for lethal. Luckily with Dancing Blade, the double attack, definitely going to help us out here. It's definitely one of the stronger combinations when you play it like this. It does a wonderful job cleaning up the enemy. And now for our second match here. SwordCraft with the Amelia skin. That's actually pretty decent. Sometimes I regret not buying all the alternate leader options, but at the same time it's a lot of money to spend because the unfortunate conversion rate issues and stuff ends up making them so expensive. Like if each skin was like $1 or $2, that'd be fine, but each skin is like $5 to $10 or something once you break it down, and that's no good for me. So again, Quick Blader is a great turn 1 play. If I can ever get it off, I will always choose to take that option. Unfortunately, I only got Leod as my turn 2 play since we don't really have anything else. And they did get the ward off, which definitely not a good thing. We now have to waste Princess Julia just to clear it out. But at least I can still keep pinging that 1 damage over and over again. So a straight up Ancient Elf play. That's actually a bit of a shock. Not what I expected. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to get around that, so I just set up the Perseus so I have at least something on board. It generates some kind of threat for us here. Not that it's going to be very handy since the Roach is actually really good. The only real bonus is now that with a Leod and our Sword Dance next turn, we can wipe the board and just leave the Leod up as ambush, which gives us some value. that's a very nice combination of cards to work around that. The only real risk I've got now is this Roach. So they bounce it again. It's not going to appear much of an issue unless they can bounce it again, which they can. Wow. So at most with the Evo here, they're going to have triple Roach play this turn, which leaves it at 5 next turn on the initial play. I think. Pretty sure that's right. So my best bet is to set up a ward and try and just set up whatever I can. Slash of 1 was a good option, and again another Roach. This should make it playable now next turn. That means any Roaches they play will be within range of me at 6 points, so I'm definitely not looking forward to that. But since considering the cards in my hand, my only real choice is to take the Albert play with the Evo for 5 damage, set up with Reckoning, potentially, and that at least sets up lethal next turn if they can't deal with my Albert and if they can't kill me straight out with Roaches. So that's my best bet right now. And there's one Roach play. Ooh, H and Elf, that's okay so far. I mean, they only need to play Roach twice, so... Ooh, Arya's Whirlwind. That's not good for him. And that's going to be a pretty easy lethal, since we can get over the ward. We had a couple options, which is great for us, at least. So this deck has its ups and downs. Usually I do okay with it. It's not super bad, but it definitely has its awkward moments, especially with the current meta, where you're coming up against Blood, Forest, and Haven, most likely. I've actually found every single craft that I've played, other than Rune at this point, has been pretty mediocre in Unlimited. So, hopefully you guys at least enjoyed this video and get some idea of the deck out of it. You'll find the deck list in the description below. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And until next time, guys, see ya.